Welcome to the Global Gaming Business Supplier Showcase. I'm Roger Gross, the publisher of Global Gaming Business, and today we're sitting with Jake Kalpakian, the president of Jackpot Digital. Jake, thanks for joining us. I appreciate you taking the time today.
Thanks for the invitation.
So tell us a little about Jackpot Blitz. I've seen the photos of the game, some video, and it really looks innovative. Can you give us an idea of how it started and where you're going?
Sure. Our background is software, particularly online games or multiplayer games, specifically in poker. So we built a library of games, and through a confluence of events, we got into dealerless electronic poker tables. They're really, although they're a poker table, they're really a smart table. Think of it as a giant 84-inch iPad that's disguised as a poker table and other casino games. What we felt was, and what we're seeing right now particularly, is if we could have a product that players don't need a dealer and can basically have automated dealing done for the players, but you still have that social interaction. There was a big void in the marketplace, and we filled it. We're the leading electronic poker table manufacturer, and we have about approximately 70 tables out in the field, and we expect an enormous jump in business as labor shortages occur and the price of salaries are going up. Our product is here at the right time.
Sure. I've never seen a poker table like this with no dealer, and being a former dealer myself, I can both appreciate it and kind of be sorry that there isn't a deal here. But it must take a lot of the problems out of the game that people might blame the dealer on, because electronic, I imagine it's completely automated.
It is. It's interesting because for the players, they really love it. It's mental stimulation. The stimulation is great because you're getting more hands per hour.
Right.
You're getting no mistakes. You don't even have to tip the dealer. So from an action standpoint, the players love it. From an operator standpoint, they love it even more because you're looking at a situation where you're getting more hands per hour, which means more revenue. We have less expenses because you don't need the dealer, and you only pay us based on the revenue you're generating. And you have eliminated all the operational headache of staffing.
Sure.
No one calls in sick. It's a win-win for both sides. But it was very important to get the players on board, to get the hearts and minds of the players to adopt the product or the technology. The predecessor product was antiquated, and I can get into it for many reasons why it never caught on. But this is basically a giant smart table,
right.
And you can configure it any way you want and add more content at all times.
Some of the benefits of Jackpot Blitz.
Well, more hands per hour, more different games that you can play. Particularly, for instance, on a regular poker table, you won't be able to bet on side bets like our table will allow you to do. You can bet on the color of the flop. You can bet on different things regarding the flop. There's an enormous amount of side bets, very much like options market in the equities.
Sure.
There's the stock market, of course, and then there's the option market. Our side bets allow for all sorts of other action to happen while you're not even in the hand.
Okay.
On top of that, if that's not enough for you, you can play at your leisure and convenience while the poker game is going on, and while you're still in the hand and waiting for your turn. You can play baccarat, blackjack, video poker, and a host of other games soon to come. So
okay.
at no time are you bored. There's always some type of action that you can be engaged in.
Well, it sounds like it's almost like in play on sports betting.
Very much so. The goal was what we heard from a lot of poker managers and directors of card rooms was, well, when players aren't involved in the hand, especially the younger generations, they're on their phone or iPad playing on a different online site instead of playing more hands.
Sure.
So they wanted to keep them engaged at the physical table, and we could do that with the Jackpot Blitz.
Okay, great. So how did the casino get a rake out of this? Can you set the rake at any level you want?
Absolutely. You can set the rake, the stakes, the game, all on a touch of a finger. It really needs no staff, no dedicated staff, I should say. You would probably take you 10 seconds to set up a game, and then boom, it's on its own, and you can do it remotely. You can configure the rake as to whatever you'd like it to be.
Sure.
So it's completely accommodating for whatever the operator and players need.
Okay. So, a lot of poker players are pretty old school. They're going to kind of turn their nose up at this, but at the same time, there's a lot of new poker players who have learned how to play poker online. This sounds like it's perfect for them, if they want to get that community involvement going on there.
It's a valid and accurate comment. And I was one of those poker players that did not want to play electronically. I wanted
Sure.
to feel in touch with the cards. But this product is way above and beyond anything that's ever been developed. And people have to understand technology has come a long way from the first time a predecessor product came out, which was about 2005. We're now 17 years plus, and technology, as I just mentioned, has come a long way. What was important for us was we wanted to build the product where it simulated a real game. For instance, you can touch the cards and bend them like you would in real life. We're working on playing with the chips and stacking them. There's many other technological marvels that we're working on where you feel like you're really at a poker table. In fact, you are at a poker table. It's digital, but we wanted to simulate real chips and real cards, and we've been able to do that through various features in the software that several years ago, maybe you couldn't have done, which we
Sure.
can do now. So anyone who's come in with that skepticism, once they try the table, they actually say this is much better. And the fact is, they get much more hands per hour. They get the action they're looking for. So once people give it a try, we've won them over.
Sure. Well, I really was interested in how you bend the cards there to see, you can see the cards, but the opponents can't see the cards. How did you figure out that technology?
We made sure that one of the things is the hand integrity, and that we wanted to be able to protect that no matter what angle other people were playing or you were viewing your cards. So we've been able to do that. We don't want to give up all our secrets, but rest assured you could play your cards very comfortably and have no issues.
Sure. Okay, great. So, this product has evolved over time. What are some of the latest features on the new version of the product?
Well, we've added in certain features that will be helpful for the operator standpoint, which is a ticket in, ticket out, where you don't need to fund it through a card, but you can fund it through cash or from a ticket system. But from the player standpoint, that's more on the operational side for the casino. But from the player standpoint, there's all sorts of side bets that we continue to add. We're adding other games in the field, like besides background, blackjack, and poker. We're adding a host of other games, and then we're adding other poker games. For instance, we were asked to do Big O, which is 5-card Omaha.
Right.
And so, if someone wants a specific card game that's popular in their specific card room, we could add that. Think of this as a giant iPad that we can just continually add content, and the operators will have access to that. That's what we're doing. So if someone said, can you build us this feature or build us this game? Absolutely. And, we're doing all sorts of other games and content features as I'm talking to you that are under development.
So I learned how to play poker around the kitchen table, and we had all those wild card games, one-eyed jacks, man with the hat, things like that.
Yes.
Can you set it up for those kind of wild games?
We can. That's the beauty of the product. It's completely configurable. We don't do the wild card games simply because our product is in the regulatory casinos, and of course they don't have those type of games. But you could configure that if you wanted. There's nothing you can't build. That's the beauty of the product.
Okay, great. So, obviously you've got a lot of things that the casinos like about this, the lack of overhead, the HR functions, that kind of thing. What are some of the other reasons a casino might go with Jackpot Digital?
Well, simply from the fact that it's something that's unique. It gives you a product offering that, for many that during COVID have shut down their poker room and have no plans to restart, they're able to offer this particular game, which they otherwise wouldn't be able to. They can add other games, and we believe, like I said, it's not just poker games or other multiplayer games. You could essentially build many other type of games to specific markets on our table. Think of it as a giant board, and you can not necessarily just play poker games, but even board games.
Sure.
There's nothing you can't do, but it also brings in a different demographic and a younger crowd that want faster action, more games. It's much more sleek. It's much more appealing. It's just a today product
Sure.
And it has a big future, I believe. What we're seeing is enormous interest in the product from even from private people. They want one for their house because they see that it's literally 84-inch iPad or smartphone, and that you can add any type of game or content. If you want a mahjong, for instance, or some other board game, we can build it for you.
Yeah, I could see that working in the Asian casinos for sure.
Right. We are building some Asian multiplayer games that are derivatives of poker. You asked me earlier. There's many things that that's under construction and development right now. And, the beauty of it is when we update the table, everyone will have access to that content.
Sure. Okay. So I know you have a big market in the cruise line industry with the casinos on cruise ships. Where are some of your other clients coming from right now?
We're seeing it from all over. We started with the cruise ships, and we have a very dominant position in that market. But the real blue sky was the land-based regulatory.
Sure.
And we're going heavily into that. We get order interest on a daily basis from all corners of the globe. We are focusing on North America and Europe, but we are also looking at Asia. It all depends on the jurisdiction and the ease of or speed of licensing. That's our biggest bottleneck. We have interest everywhere, but we have to pick and choose where we can get our product out quickest. Great. But I can tell you that the response has been very interesting and very positive.
Great. Well, Jake, we're pleased to be able to help you get the word out here at Global Gaming Business, and we'll continue to stay in touch. Congratulations on this game. It's really something different, and I hope we can catch up again sometime, and you can fill me in on all the casinos you're in a year from now or so.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us again.
Great. Thank you. Thank you for joining us for the GGB Gaming Supplier Showcase, our exclusive look at the best products and services produced by vendors for the gaming, iGaming, and sports betting industries. For more information about the GGB Supplier Showcase, contact Terry Brady at tbrady@ggbmagazine.com.